Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about lighting and what I do to make sure that I have adequate lighting in my shots every single time. Good lighting is probably the most important thing in your shoots. If you have good composition and good subject and the food looks amazing and is amazing, it doesn't really matter if you don't have adequate lighting on it, and that's why this is such an important topic to cover. So I typically shoot with natural light, but I'm going to show you what I do to make sure that I have enough light coming into my scene, because sometimes that natural light isn't enough for the shoot that you're doing that day. We're just going to set out some oranges so we can have a very simple subject to photograph so the lighting is very clear and I can show you that better. I don't have a massive budget right now because I'm in college and I'm trying to save everywhere I can so I can invest further in this business when it gets further along. But I'm going to show you what I do have that I use almost every single shoot to make sure that I do have enough light coming in. There's two things that I use to supplement my natural light when I do have to. I use a diffuser that also pairs as a reflector, and I use a ring light that has multiple different filters you can put on it, and you can adjust the intensity of the light. And I'll show you those now. So this is the diffuser that I use. I got it off of Amazon and it comes with a cover so you can make it a reflector as well. I use this not when it's too dark, but actually when it's too bright, because when the sun is coming in too harshly from my window, I just prop it inside the windowsill and it fits about perfectly, and it will just cover that harsh light that comes through and diffuse it and make it a lot softer on my scene that I'm setting. So like I said, my diffuser comes with a cover that allows you to have a silver and gold foil reflector onto your subject, and it also has just a plain white one that you can use. And that one's nice for those very, very subtle changes you want to make where it's just one thing that maybe you want to brighten up like slightly. The gold and the silver are more for intense reflections. It still doesn't give you a very harsh light, but it just reflects that light so much more and makes your image more bright. These are the covers that come with it. As you can see, this is the silver one, and then we have the gold one back here. And then on the back of the silver is that white one that I was talking about, and I most often use the silver because it just reflects a lot nicer of a light and it's not as warm as like the gold gives you. Because the gold does cast quite a warm light onto your food. So here's our scene. Like I said, it's very simple, just lots of different fruits, got the ginger in there as well. Now this isn't the shot that I would take as I usually shoot in portrait, so considering that this little black bit right here on the side where the backdrop kind of cuts off isn't going to be included, so for the sake of the video it has to be though. So you can see the lighting actually isn't terrible, it's just kind of all around and it does hit it quite well. It would be adequate for any shoot really, but there is just a way to take it up one extra step, and that is to add a reflector in it. And the reflector that I've shown you is the one that I got from Amazon. So if you can see right here, we have pretty good lighting, but I want to focus on this orange right here. So it's pretty dark and there's not a lot of light hitting it, kind of like this one where the light's kind of glistening off, and I like that quite a lot with especially fruits. It just adds a really nice texture to it, and just it's really nice visually for people to see. So I'll show you the difference it makes just having the reflector held up at a 45-degree angle behind the camera. So do you see that orange lighting up a bit more? There's without it, and then you just bring it in. It just adds a bit more light to it and just brightens it up. Whereas if you wanted to get that effect, you could do it in Lightroom, but it just looks so much more natural and so much better when you do it here. So yeah, that's just one of the really easy ways to brighten up your photos while you're shooting rather than in post, without buying super expensive equipment or a bunch of extra lighting. And you can use this reflector in any type of light condition because it reflects the given light, so you don't need a super bright light source to reflect off of it. And it just adds that subtle soft light in places that there needs to just be a bit more light, it needs to be a bit more brighter. Okay, and the second way that I brighten up my pictures when I don't have enough natural light coming in is I use my ring light. I've had the ring light since before I started doing food photography, so I just integrated that into what I was doing now. So as you can see here, we have the same type of lighting. It's fine, it is workable. You can edit and brighten up spots that you want to, but if you want to just brighten it up a bit naturally, you just turn on the ring light a bit and it just brightens up some of the spots that weren't as bright before. And like I said in the previous tip, you can brighten up the spots that aren't as bright, like that orange again for instance, by holding up the reflector again and using both of them. So here's with the reflector and the ring light. And you can see it's pretty evenly lit now and a lot brighter, and there's much less we would have to do in post editing to brighten up that image. This is a really easy way. It can go overboard though because the ring light is quite harsh. It's just a bunch of LED lights. It also has one of those options where you can put a filter over it and it creates a warmer light if that's the type of light that you like to go for. And I got it on Amazon, I think, quite a while back, so I'm not sure exactly how much it is now. Now this ring light is just a bunch of LED lights and it comes with a white filter over it and it comes with a kind of orange amber filter over it. So this is the ring light that I use. It is adjustable in the brightness of the light that you use, so it can go all the way up to that, which is far too bright. I never use that. And it can go very dim as well. So this is the white filter that I was saying it comes with, and it also comes with this amber kind of color filter. I've never used this one because it is a very, very warm light. And I also use my diffuser with this kind of hand in hand, because this light, since it can be quite harsh, if I still need that much brightness, I'll use the diffuser to make sure that the light's a bit softer on my subject, because otherwise it would be way too harsh and way too artificial looking. You do want to make sure if you do use a diffuser with any LED lights, you hold it a bit further away from the light, otherwise it doesn't do much to kind of diffuse the light onto your subject. You don't want it too far to the point where the light gets too dark and too dim, but you don't want it too close because then it won't do anything to soften the light and the light will stay really harsh and really artificial looking. So with the ring light, I either put it right next to my window so it acts as that source of light to supplement the light already coming in through the window, and I put it on the other side just to add a bit more light into my image where a reflector maybe isn't strong enough and isn't reflecting enough light onto there. So that's it for today's video, guys. Let me know if it was helpful. This is the lighting setup that I use most often and I use in every single picture that I've ever taken. You kind of just have to get creative with what you have around, so please don't think that you have to buy all this equipment in order to get good images or get good lighting in your pictures, because you really don't. I mean, I've used sheets to tape up over the windows as diffusers before I got my diffuser. I've used just pieces of paper or cardstock or even tin foil to reflect more light onto my image. And I've used even my iPhone flashlight to act as an extra light coming in from one side. So please don't think that you have to spend all this money and, oh, I can't do it because I don't have the same setup that she has, because my setup, although it is still very minimal, it's not necessary at all in order to get good quality pictures. So if this video was helpful, please give it a like and please subscribe, because I will be coming out with more content about just what I do and how I go about my shoots, my editing, my setup, and everything. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.